Cops are supposed to keep the public safe, but what happens when there's a villain among them?
What's going on? I don't even know what you're talking about. I understand.
And I'm wearing a little dress. I'm dressed like a hooker.
I use toys.
Here are 4 instances when police officers realize their colleague is a pervert. Starting with this police sergeant who managed to bag himself 440 years in prison.
Here, I don't know nothing about the lady. I'm telling you she was scared to death.
In the early hours of June 10th, 2006, around 12:30 a.m., a woman called 911 to report a man peeping through her window. When the police arrived, they discovered their fellow officer, Jeffrey, near the side of the house. Upon Jeffrey's arrest, he was taken to an interrogation room with the detective, hoping to get a meaningful explanation from him, but his expectations were let down.
You? This lady has someone prowling around her windows. She's a very attractive young lady. It wasn't me. I wasn't prowling around anyone's windows. I wasn't prowling around at all. Again, when the dog's barking, I need to go up on the road, and that's when I walked between the houses. Well, what makes you decide to go look at a house at 12:30 in the morning? I wasn't looking at the houses. I'm interested in a house in an area. I was looking at that lake. That is all. And that's all. I realize I just do anything wrong. You as police officers and we as human beings know the difference between right and wrong. It is put in our head from day one.
Imagine telling someone you're looking for a house for your mother-in-law at 12:30 a.m. and expect them not to suspect you.
I can't do it. So I walk up to go up to the road. That's it. And when I walk up there, somebody comes running. All right. What were you wearing? T-shirt, shorts, flip-flops, and socks. Flip-flops, sandals. Did your T-shirt have any writing on it? And I'm normally sitting all day long and talk about it. I understand, all right? There's something right here that, you're a police officer. You know right from wrong. And I understand. I think you did wrong last night, and you think you did wrong last night. And I don't know why you did wrong. Because I didn't do anything wrong. Walking up from that lane towards me.
The detective was convinced that if Jeff had not been caught, he would have done something diabolical that night.
But whatever the lady was scared of, it wasn't me. It was you. How could it be? The one time I was between the houses when I walked up and Zemer was there, she'd already called. Jeff, Zemer had already been throughout the whole area. You were the only person there. It was 12:30 in the morning. Nobody else out there but you. This lady has someone prowling around her windows. She's a very attractive young lady. It wasn't me. I wasn't prowling around anyone's windows. I wasn't prowling around at all. Again, when the dog's barking, I need to go up on the road, and that's when I walked between the houses. Well, what makes you decide to go look at a house at 12:30 in the morning? I wasn't looking at the houses. I'm interested in a house in an area. I was looking at that lake. That is all.
Jeff maintained his story, and he was permitted to leave the station after an extensive hour-long interrogation. However, unsatisfied with his testimony, authorities conducted an investigation that uncovered a shocking revelation. Upon examining Jeff's police computer, they discovered he had checked the license of the woman at whose house he was arrested that night. Yet this wasn't the extent of it. Authorities also found information linking Jeff to 2 other women, Christy Mills and Sarah Combs, who had been subjected to violent rape by a man matching Jeff's description.
And what does he say to you?
He said that I'm only here to burglarize you. I don't want to hurt you, but if you scream, if you make any noise, I'll shoot you. And the next thing I remember is he was on top of me in the bed. He actually taped all the way around my head so that I wouldn't be able to open my mouth at all. Tape over my eyes,
So you couldn't see?
I couldn't see, and then he actually took the pillowcase off my pillow and put it over my head as well.
That must have been scary.
Beginning it was gun to my head, knife to my throat. Every single thing he did, he was physically threatening me. He knew everything about me. What my sister looks like to what car my husband drove.
In the course of the investigation, Christy and Sarah were tasked with identifying Jeff from a photo lineup. Despite saying that he had worn a mask during the assault, they confidently identified him as the rapist, emphasizing that his clear blue eyes were too evident to forget. After a comprehensive legal proceeding, Jeff was found guilty by a jury on 35 charges, including rape, kidnapping, and stalking. He was subsequently sentenced to 440 years in prison. Although Jeff's case was terrible, this next case involved a cop who used Craigslist to try to lure women while on the job.
I was just at like Orange Carpet last week, so I would have saw you.
I apologize.
We can play that one once I turn the camera off.
An Ohio State trooper named Brian D. Lee was seen on police dashcam footage making inappropriate comments toward two women during a traffic stop. The situation escalated further when he requested the women in the driver's seat to exit the vehicle for a field sobriety test. Despite her passing the test, the story doesn't conclude there.
But I do have to get you out just to make sure you have
That's fine.
it.
You can go ahead and do it.
And then I'll come back up and we'll play that game.
Can I have my license though?
Yep, after I run it.
Oh, okay.
Make sure
I'm
you're not wanted. I can do her.
What do you want me to do?
Just come on out.
Okay.
Stand out here in front of my car there for me.
That's fine. Take my dress off the car. Close your dress now. What do you want me to do?
Go ahead and stand right there in front of my car. I just want to check your eyes here. You said you had nothing there.
No, I did drink a couple glasses of wine earlier at dinner. No, that was about 5:30 tonight, though.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't any
Go
time.
ahead and stand right there for me.
Okay.
What I want you to do is face me. Okay, go ahead and put your feet together. Arms down your side. Go ahead and pull your hair back out of your eyes. You're all right. So make sure I can see into your eyes. Good. Nope, don't look at the light. Look up here for me. What I want you to do is look at the tip of this pen here with your eyes and with your eyes only, okay?
He instructed the passenger to remain, then drove her to a street close to her house. The situation took a disturbing turn when she inquired about his intentions, and he expressed a desire to take a photo with his hand on her chest. You'd think he would stop there, but he also found her on Facebook and texted her after the encounter. This police officer eventually admitted guilt to 4 charges involving cyberstalking and violating women's civil rights through harassment, groping, photographing, and engaging in inappropriate relationships. As a consequence, he received a 5-year federal prison sentence. The cases keep getting worse, as you can see in this next case involving a deputy sheriff.
We're investigating allegations that were made that you were communicating with a younger female on Snapchat and potentially some material might have been shared.
In April 2020, law enforcement received an anonymous tip alleging that police officer Jalen Devon had engaged in sexual activity with a minor. Unaware of the accusation, Jalen arrived at the county sheriff's jail where he worked, only to be summoned to the interrogation room.
I want to make sure, though, before we get started, that you're aware that this is a voluntary interview, and so I just want to make sure that you're aware of all of those things. And so
After informing Jalen of his rights, the detective proceeded to ask about his personal life, aiming to establish rapport and create a more comfortable and non-threatening environment.
and I hear your schedule recently changed. How do you feel about the schedule change?
Yeah. 7, 12 and a half in a row. Kills you. 7 off is nice, but it flies by.
Jalen unintentionally shared personal details with the detectives, initially considering them insignificant to the minor case. However, he would soon discover that these seemingly trivial details would prove to be valuable assets in the later stages of the interrogation.
I know sometimes with Snapchat, they'll have you either sign up with a phone number or an email. So, I don't know, do you have any questions for me before I kind of...
I will ask what this is about.
Yeah, so we're looking into some allegations that were made. We're kind of, it started with a Crime Stopper report, so we're just kind of going from there. We did receive a picture that, you know, when we looked into it, it looked similar to you. So I don't know if you can take a look at the picture and just tell me if you've seen this picture before. Oh, I have like 15 million things here. Okay. So this picture right here.
Yeah, that's definitely me with the gross one.
Okay.
Despite providing answers to all the questions, his nervous demeanor, evident through crossed arms and swaying in the chair, was understandable. As a police officer, Jalen recognized that being in the position of answering rather than asking indicated that he might be in trouble. The detective presented Jalen with a photo linking him to the reports, but he insisted on only sharing them with his wife and some girls on Snapchat in the past. Throughout the questioning, Jalen averted his gaze and kept his eyes down, a clear sign of guilt. But he soon realized that they knew more than he had originally thought.
Well, along with the photo came some additional information about your personal life.
Okay.
And based on some of the information you shared with me today, it seems to add up.
Okay.
So is there any reason why the person would say they're you and share your information?
Sounds like it'd be someone that knows me then, obviously. I don't know who. I don't have any enemies that would be doing something like that. I gotta ask what.
Detectives can pretend they have proof to make suspects confess, but Jalen, knowing this, became aware that he misunderstood the detective's friendliness. Now it's clear things are taking a turn for the worse.
So, I know as an athlete, sometimes when I would do my usernames and stuff, I would kind of use a combination of my things that I know about myself, right? So that way I wouldn't forget it. So this particular picture came from an account with this username, right? J178211. Okay? And I recognize that your jersey name in college was 17.
Yes, it was.
And then high school was 82. And it was 11. In 2011.
I never had 11.
No, as far as you graduated in 2011.
I did, yeah.
And it goes by J. And it is a Snapchat account that has some links to you.
Okay.
Okay? Jay, I'll be very honest. I want to know the truth.
Yeah, no, I never even heard of that account.
Okay. Have you ever shared any images of your penis with anyone?
Yeah.
The detective revealed that the Snapchat account J178211 shared Jalen's photo and info with a minor, which included his name, college jersey number 17, high school jersey number 82, and graduation year 2011. This account was linked to Jalen's email and phone number. After many questions, Jalen asked for a lawyer, but it was too late. The case involved 4 victims aged 12 to 14, and prosecutors said there were more than 41 other victims they couldn't confirm the ages of. Jalen admitted to 18 felonies and 2 misdemeanors, leading to a 12-year prison sentence. This next case involved a female officer who seriously needed a lawyer.
We were notified of a possible improper relationship between you and Jacob Parker. So we're here for that. I just kind of wanted to talk to you about it and get your side of that story.
Charlene O'Banion, a Montgomery County jail deputy, was accused of having sex with Jason Parker, a male inmate in the prison she worked in.
Since you started working here and he's been in the jail.
Talking about what would happen after he got out.
Okay. And then the jail call recordings. Have you been talking to him like while you're at home? Like he calls you from the jail while you're at home, or? Okay. And how many calls do you think y'all have had together?
No. Several. I mean, I can't.
Okay. So y'all talk pretty regularly? Alright. I haven't listened to this, but apparently there may be some talk in the calls about like photographs. Have you given him any photographs?
Mm-mm. I gave him a photograph of his mom, which she had asked for, and of his dog, Jack.
Authorities, upon receiving reports from fellow cops regarding Charlene and Jason's association, an investigation unfolded. Despite Charlene's belief that she had remained unnoticed, detectives amassed enough evidence to expose and humiliate her in a particularly brutal manner.
Go back.
Baby, guess what?
What, babe?
I just won the blackjack game.
Yay.
I just won $30.
Got a lot of stuff to clean and get rid of before you come home. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
You didn't even hear what I said.
What are you gonna do if I just pop up?
I just want you to look at me sometimes and be like, damn, my woman's fine.
Fine as wine. Super fine.
Super.
Super, super.
Oh, God.
You are fine, baby.
Hmm?
You are fine.
Yeah?
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
And you got a live ass fucking head game. Oh my god.
It wasn't my best moments. I was just trying to get it done.
Are you in bed?
Don't even get me thinking about that because it makes me so horny. Like just going back and thinking about that.
It gets you horny?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, when you felt me, I was like soaking through my clothes.
You're like what is that word? Like when somebody just always like can get horny like at that? I can tell it.
Yeah. I get very horny very easy. Like I always want to have sex. Like that's not even, huh?
Not good.
I mean, I feel like I just like look at someone, I'm like, oh my god, I'm so fucking horny. No, like of course, like I only get horny for you.
Oh, okay.
Hearing your own voice recording doesn't always sound good, but imagine the discomfort of listening to your intimate phone conversations in silence with two detectives present. It's evident that Charlene lied as she was caught confessing to a history of sexual involvement with Jason and making regular calls with him from her home, which is highly unusual behavior for a prison officer. According to a 2005 report, federal law criminalizes all sexual relations and sexual contact between prison staff and inmates. In addition to the harm it causes to inmates, staff sexual abuse of inmates can also threaten the safety and security of the prison. Charlene lost her job, and she pleaded guilty to improper sexual activity with a person in custody and was sentenced to 100 days in jail. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel. Until next time.